And yes, we are back. Shout outs to us for making it back. You, me, all of us. And today we are looking at I worked out of fear. V Shoujo's Michi Mochi, scolded by previous company, disliked by coworkers. Before we even get into this, two things. One, I have some French toast. I'm hungry and I wanted to eat while watching the video. So it's not a lot. It's a few pieces. Second, why does this I'm super serious about this. Why is this so consistent amongst like the drama? It's like jealousy. I don't understand how everyone can be in the same sphere. We're under the same umbrella company. Your success virtually means more success for me. Excuse me. Jesus. I had a bunch of water and I ate a piece of French toast to like prep myself up. Anyways, yours, it's like, so say she's just, Michi is like, is it, I think it's Michi. Let's say Michi is just first day, first week on the job, first month, she's blasting out of water, disliked by coworkers. How come it's like 90% of it feels like it's always out of jealousy or something? Okay, let's assume it's not. Let's assume Michi did something wrong. But it always comes to like, even though I haven't heard everything, I feel like it's following the same pretense. Technically, I haven't heard anything. So I don't know all the facts or opinions or whatever has been said. But it's like, isn't this basically what happened with the last situation? Disliked by coworkers, bullying. What is wrong with it's like everyone, you're all in that together. You think you would want to lift up, help each other out and like help each other. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, let's watch the video.
It was the breaking point. That being for V Shoujo's Michi.
This false ID is so funny. It's like the first word. It was crazy. It was raining. It was the breaking point. I love it.
It was the breaking point. That being for V Shoujo's Michi Mochievee.
Oh, it is
taking
Michi.
a stream to talk about her experiences with a previous company that she was employed with and what eventually made her leave.
I saw someone said, like, what was your breaking point? Ooh, I've never told this to anyone before. So, I had two breaking points, to be honest. So, my...
Two breaking points? You broke twice? That's tough.
My first breaking point, not like breaking point, but this was like, what kind of like shook my... Like, it made me like, what? Like, is this worth? You know what I mean? Like, it kind of made me doubt my belief system. However, there are two instances that really got me like a bit shaken up. The second one, the thing that broke the camel's back was definitely the money thing. Yes. I'm a very big, like, business is business, no matter what. I won't f with your cash. Don't f with mine. Once upon a time, I dreamt
that is literally it, man. Business is business. It's like, but it's like this at every job. It's like, why can't we just work? We're literally here for a job. People want to take things personal, project their insecurities onto you. It's like, just because we work together does not mean you know anything about me based on what you see. So I guess I can kind of understand, but I feel like the niche of VTubing under a company is like, if you're under a company, you're in the same niche, you would naturally want to push each other forward. But it's like the moment people start taking things personal, they want to be manipulative or just project and be a jackass and go out of their way to ruin your day. It's like, what the actual is wrong with you?
that I was traveling, right? I was traveling and I decided to visit the place that I worked for. Yes, in my dream. Let's not say let's just say Bethany, okay?
What?
Once upon a time, a girl named Bethany was traveling. And Bethany decided to visit a built-in office in which Bethany was working for.
Okay.
And during that visit, Bethany was very excited you know, because this is where Bethany is working. So Bethany was very excited. And then
Okay.
as they were giving like the tour and etc., Bethany saw that on the walls there were a bunch of cool achievements. One of them had Bethany's name on it. And Bethany wanted to take a picture. But nope.
Wait, what? It had her achievements? Is she talking about herself? What achievement could you get? I'm
Can
confused.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, Bethany understood. Sometimes
Wait, what I miss? Wait.
Bethany wanted to take a picture. But no can do. That's okay.
Wait, she can't take a picture of her own achievement. No, that's not okay.
That's okay. You know, Bethany understood. Sometimes privacy is a very big thing. And Bethany is a very private person. So Bethany did not take mind into that. But then during this time, Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink. You know what I mean?
Shh, yoink. There's a gesture for silence and I don't know.
So Bethany made a joke being like, ooh, shh,
Oh,
yoink. Like that.
Are
And,
you
like,
gonna
laughing about it.
pretend to
And
take
then
it?
Bethany got scolded for making a distasteful joke. Now, was Bethany right? No.
distasteful joke. She was pretending to take something that her company told her not to. It's like your company tells you not to do something, you pretend you're gonna do it, they scold you. I don't agree with it, but companies can be total jackasses like that. Like, it's a lot of favoritism. So if they have like these made up rules and they feel the need to enforce them, I guess they're obligated to do that. I don't agree with it, but companies do that.
Perhaps that is a bad joke, but considering Bethany was working in the entertainment industry, Bethany thought people would take jokes easily.
No.
And not
No,
have
no.
people think that Bethany was actually a thief. And a little bit, that made Bethany feel pretty bad. Because it made Bethany feel like, wait a minute, did they really think that Bethany would steal? What kind of person do you think Bethany is? And you know what? Bethany had an ego. 100%. So Bethany's not completely in the right, but it did kind of hurt Bethany's ego just a little bit. Where Bethany realized,
Okay, I mean, at least she's willing to admit it, or whatever. Had an ego. She took it personal. Again, it's not exactly personal. It's just work. That's just how people at work are. People make their whole identities around being some power figure that makes up, enforces rules at their job. That is all they exist to do. Wake up, get their kid ready for school or whatever, go to the gas station, go to work to be some power hungry jackass. So I say that because some people don't realize that they have an ego. So props to her for realizing, you know, it's not personal. It's just people at work
what
are
kind
just
of person
like that.
do you think I am? Like, why are you for real scolding Bethany? Right? For making what is clearly a joke. Did you take it seriously? Did you really think Bethany would do that? And the scolded was, we will kick you out of the building, scold. And Bethany, that hurt Bethany's feelings. That sucked. That sucked. And I was like, interesting.
I mean, it's hurt your feelings. It's like embarrassing because like we're adults. You don't have to threaten me. I work here. It's to be scolded. It's embarrassing. It's like it brings you shame. And it's like, I mean, I work here. You don't have to try to shame me. But again, some people are like that. They get a kick out of that.
Bethany said. And Bethany was like, that's a joke. And then they're like, I get it, but, you know, you gotta understand, I can't have that happen here.
Yeah, see?
And Bethany
See?
said, okay, I'm sorry. I understand. I went too far. But deep down Bethany's heart, they're like, what the what the is that? Am I not allowed to just pretend yoink, you know? Bethany's like, am I not? I'm not, Bethany not only is not allowed to just take a picture of Bethany's own stuff.
Now, I want to, on the same side of this, what could have happened, someone previously could have done this, take it down a look, take a picture, whatever, and then run off with it. So, I mean, in defense on both sides, excuse me, I don't know what type of policy they have or whatever, but that could have been like the reason, like, hey, we'd rather you not touch anything. We'd rather just keep it here. Again, it's their company, their rules. I can't really judge them, but that's probably the reasoning for it.
Bethany can't even joke about it. And that made Bethany feel very, very weird. Because Bethany was like, damn, that's weird. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the money thing. So all of that altogether kind of was Bethany's tipping point. So Bethany kept it to herself. Bethany did end up confronting them, and they did end up apologizing. And you know what? Bethany forgave them. Bethany forgave them because Bethany told them, they were like, hey man, listen, I was joking, right? And you took it so f***ing seriously. And that hurt my ego. I'll be 100% with you. And they apologized. And Bethany forgave them. But Bethany never forgets. Bethany will never ever forget that.
Michi then speaking firsthand about how Asian companies view replacing people.
The people that don't do well don't get much. And I did pretty well, and I don't get much. VShojo is way too supportive. Like, VShojo is so supportive. I realized this when people hear, like, you're not replaceable. Hooray! That's sad to say, chat. A lot of Asian companies kind of do that. You know, like, they don't tell you that, but they make it clear that they can do things without, like, with or without you. And if you leave...
Hey, it's the same way here. It is the same way here. Our state is a fire at will state, meaning if someone does not like you, they can and will have you fired. I've seen it happen. When I used to work in a warehouse, I saw it happen all the time. Someone new joins, whatever crew, whatever hour, everyone knows who they are. By like day 2, everyone wants to introduce themselves. And if they don't pass some type of vibe check with everyone, they do things to make their shift harder, more comfortable until they eventually leave. And they're like, oh, well, hey. But to be fair, it was temps, and I guess that's a vetting process for temps, but it's still
or if you don't
messed up.
Take up the opportunity, someone else will.
Michi going on further to talk about Asian contracts and their demands from her experience.
This is Asian company contract experience, okay? You get 15 pages. 13 pages are talking about all the things you cannot do.
Dang.
The next page is talking about what they are going to do if you accidentally break any of their 3 gajillion bajillion clauses. And the last page is just a recap. In VShojo, when I got my contract, they forced me to get my own lawyer to read through my contracts. They were like,
smart.
Michi, we're not gonna accept you, like, signing to our contract without, like, if you have not seek advice from your own lawyer, we're not gonna accept it. And I was sitting there and I was like, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't want my position to go to someone else. Because in Asia, chat, if you're in a job interview and then they give you a contract, you sign it. If you don't sign it on the dot, you don't get it.
Michi describing her working at the previous company as working out of fear.
Like, I didn't hate working, don't get me wrong. But most of the time, I worked because I was really scared. Like, no, I worked out of fear. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you're like working because you're passionate or working because of money. I worked because I was so scared that I was scared of the things that may happen, I guess.
Michi speaking of a time with her previous company when she was told that without her, things could have been worse.
I had like a like a conversation with some people in my dream, and they said,
in my dream,
you know, some stuff might have been worse, right? Like, things might have been worse, but like, okay, here's the context. The full context was I let out all my feelings. I was like, hey man, it feels like I'm working this hard for nothing. You know, like, I worked so hard and I'm at the position where I am. Why does it feel like nothing's changed? And they're like, no, Michi, you don't get it. Like, I don't think anything can change, but you are the reason things are afloat. Like, things could have been worse, but because of you, things aren't as bad. In a group of so many people, chat, there's bound to be clashes, right? Like, imagine having a friend group of like 20 people. Someone is...
No. Nope. No. No. Friend group of 20 people is literally a recipe from disaster. If there is like no general means on which the friendship was built off of. No.
Is not gonna like someone else, and that's fine.
And to have a friend group where friends actively don't like other people in the friend group, that is not a friend group. Don't get it twisted. That is not a friend group. That is a dysfunctional group of people who can't be honest with themselves. If I don't like you, we won't even be in the same sphere of any communication. You won't even know I exist. I won't even know you exist. If I genuinely don't like you, there will not be anything like that. But people like to have these soft bombshell chats ready to explode. Because I don't know why. I don't want to push my opinion on. I don't know. But 20 people, and no.
And like, imagine if there's like, I don't know, more than 100 people. Someone might not like someone else. That's like very common.
That's not a friend group though.
And
that's a company.
I totally understand
company
where
of
they're
people.
coming from, because there was a point where there were some people that didn't quite like me, right? Not because of anything. Like, it's very understandable because I was so like MIA. Like, I was gone. You know, I rarely talk to my friends. I rarely talk to my coworkers. I rarely respond. If let's say someone's like, hey, we have this thing going on, I can't. I'll be like, I can't join this right now because I have another collab, or like, oh, I can't join this right now because I have another event to sort out. There were so many times I couldn't join some stuff. When I can, I always do, but it's so rare. And I will admit it, it's my fault. Like,
It's two ways to look at it, objectively and subjectively. I mean, objectively, it depends on like the friend, right? Like, if you're really a friend and flaking a lot, that can suck. Subjectively, if you're busy, there's not too much you can do, because some people do get really busy and they plan poorly. So it's more on you to recognize which side you're on that. Like, if you're trying to constantly make plans with someone who's always busy, always on the go, they don't actively plan. If Michi doesn't actively plan, you know, day by day, she's kind of go with the flow type of person. It's not totally fair to use that as criticism not to like her. Now, if she's supposed to be there, you're like, hey, everyone in our group is supposed to be here, we agreed on it, and she's flaking, that is more reason to not like someone if they're flaking, because it's like, I'm putting effort into this and you're not showing up. But again, I don't know if it's work. I don't know. I guess it's kind of different if it's like work. I don't know. It depends on the context, stipulations, but for general, that's where I stand.
I did not put in the effort to maintain a relationship, right?
Oh, see, like she said it, like she was in her own little world. You can't really hold that against her. Like some people just are like that. They're gonna be in their own little world working, and that's totally fine as long as they get the work done and it doesn't come at the detriment of anyone else.
And because of that, some people had this assumption that I was very like stuck up my ass. You know what I mean? Like I was very like, oh, I'm sorry, you are a smaller streamer and I am now a bigger streamer, and because of that we can't interact. And I understand, I completely understand why people have that mentality of me because of what I did. But it's just like, at that point I didn't even have the energy to clear my name. Like I didn't have the energy to be like, hey man, I'm sorry, I can't, like, it's not that I hate you, it's not that I look down on you. I have to maintain a certain, like, I have to earn enough and I have to work enough so then people still see us as valuable. Like, I felt really alone for a bit. I can't even show my coworkers proof because I'd be breaking my own contract. So it's like...
I mean, you shouldn't have to show anybody proof that you're working. I don't know. Anyone who's like, you just assume something like that, unless she said it like, hey, I'm not going to work with you because you're a lower streamer, whatever. Unless those words are said or typed, there's no reason to make that implication, even if, like, I don't know. I'm not really big on assuming. I think we all naturally assume stuff, but without proof, I think it's unfair to assume something negative, like legitimately negative.
I remember there was a time I did get confronted by one of my friends. They were like, hey man, I have to be honest, this is how I feel. And I couldn't say anything but sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. And they're like, do you have anything to say? I was like, I can't. Like, you don't get it. I can't say anything. All I can say is sorry. Like, you are so valid. If I were you, I'd feel the same. But I swear to God, like, I care about you. I really do. I care about everyone. I didn't really, like, get much. You know? Like, I get, like, scolded, but I didn't get, like, many opportunities, if that makes sense. Right? And, I was scared that if I didn't do well, then the chances... Like, you know that meme of, like, someone digging and then the person next to them is, like, they stopped and they're so close to getting a diamond? That's how I felt, like, constantly. Like, every day I'm like, oh, I'm so close. They'll notice me now, surely. Oh, okay, no. Tomorrow, they'll notice me now, surely. Like, that was what I was... My mentality. I've always, like, every time I work, I'm like, I'm so close. They're gonna notice me now. They have to notice me now.
I don't know what she means by they notice me. I mean, if you are doing something because you want recognition for it, from my own personal experience, again, I'm not too sure that's what she's saying, but personal experience, anytime anyone is doing something because they want recognition from someone else, it won't work. It just won't satisfy you. It may push you to work hard and harder and outwork other people around you, because it's kind of like a toxic fuel, right? You can work off of toxic fuel, but it's just kind of unhealthy, because it's like once you get it and you thought that's what you really wanted, it's never enough. In my personal experience.
How they noticed me, like, that's what I was doing, so it did kind of like wear me off. Like, I'll be honest with you, I am burnt out, but not from content. I never really had a bad, like, impression about it, but because I was working so much, I didn't really get to spend any time with, like, my coworkers or my friends. I didn't really get to, like, talk with them or chill with them, because at that time, I feel like maybe it's because I was new or something. I was still, like, deep. I was, like, deep in the, like, I'm so close. Right? Like, I'm so close. I'm gonna get noticed now. Oh, like, I remembered. I was like, I did a good thing. But I even told them. Like, I'm not usually the type of person that'd be like, hey, guys, guess what happened? I got 100K today. Huzzah! Like, 100K subscribers. Wow! Like, I'm not that kind of person. But on that day, I remembered
There's also nothing wrong with wanting to celebrate your own achievements. And on that same note, there's nothing wrong with wanting to share them with other people. And you, like, hey, I did this thing I've been working really hard for. I would like some acknowledgement. There's nothing wrong with that. It's when that is the sole drive of what you're doing, that is where the problem can arise. But to want acknowledgement for working hard, like really working hard, doing something that is worth noticing, like 100k subs is a big deal, 10k subs is a big deal. I personally think 1,000 subs is a big deal. Obviously this is someone with less than 1,000 subs, but I think any milestone that you set personally that you achieve is worth celebrating. You know, just not the main reason you should be celebrating. Like, you shouldn't want to celebrate just to celebrate.
Did that. I was like, guys, I got 100k. And in my head, I was like, surely something's gonna happen, right? Surely. And then nothing happened. I was like, oh, maybe if I reach 500k. Maybe if I get 150.
See?
And then 150 rolls around, nothing. And I'm like, oh.
That's what I mean. Like 100, 150. It's like, and it's like, again, it's like the expectation of it is what messes you up. It's like you expect something that, and no one else is on the same page, so no one else is going to give you what you're expecting. Is the problem.
Okay, maybe 200.
That's why it's never
maybe
satisfying.
500. And then I just gave up. Like, I was working so much.
Michi going on to talk about her managers with the previous company until, quote, the Fire Nation attacked.
Michi says they're nice, they're nice. Here's the thing. When I say they're nice, I'm talking about, like, in my dream, hypothetically, my managers, right? I don't want this to get twisted at all, so I'm gonna make this as clear as possible while also avoiding a potential lawsuit. In my dream, hypothetically, once upon a time that my fish who had a pet fish, who had a neighbor, who had a cousin, who fell and had a coma, who had a dream.
Who had a dream and a coma.
Hypothetical scenario, their manager are very nice, right? And then the Fire Nation attacked. Once upon a time, the world lived in harmony. The managers were very nice. And then the Fire Nation attacked. And the Fire Nation managers, woof. Now that's a different topic for a different day. Okay, in my dream, it's not to my manager, nor is it to my coworkers. In my dream, it's towards the Dungeon Master. You know what I mean?
The Dungeon Master.
Personal...
Dungeon Master, what? CEO, CFO, the suit, the big head, the person who sits on their ass and complains. Actually, that's not the same person. The person who is driven by profit and numbers. The person who sits on their ass and complain is the asshole who starts rumors about you at work. The person who's driven by money and profit is the Dungeon Master. They don't care about how you feel. They just want the employee to make them that cha-ching.
Tick. A lot of Bethany, a lot of my dream Bethany story, none of the anger or disappointment is ever because of, like, their managers or their coworkers. It's to the GM. It's to the big guy.
Yep.
All the way up.
Michi going on further to talk about returning hardware to the previous company, as she was led to believe was required of her.
Here's the thing. Bethany may be an asshole, and Bethany may be stupid, but Bethany will never keep something that does not belong to Bethany. So Bethany contacted them, and Bethany's like, where can I drop them off? And they never said shit. So at that point, Bethany could have stolen it. But no. Because you know what, chat? You know what? Bethany has a very strong honor code. So
that's
Bethany
good.
held on to that, flew all the way to where their job is, which is like an 8-hour flight, and returned it personally. Like, no one was like, okay, Bethany, send it over here. And no, Bethany did that. Even though Bethany could have just stolen that thing, she could have kept it to herself. No, Bethany brought it with her, gave it back personally.
Hey, better you than me. They don't ask. I do not care. I wouldn't even use it. I would just put it somewhere like, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. I don't. Peace.
To the person
Over
that
there.
deserves to have this item.
You see that over there?
Because
Exactly.
that's
It's
the kind
over
of
there.
person Bethany is. Very big honor code. So the fact that someone assumed that Bethany would sink so low to steal something really hurt Bethany's ego. Okay? If it came from someone that Bethany didn't know, perhaps it just might be a distasteful joke. But this person knew Bethany. Bethany knew this person, and that's what hurt the most. What hurt wasn't the fact that, like, what hurt Bethany wasn't the fact that it's like, oh, they made a it's their job, you know, they had to do this. No, what hurt was the fact that they assumed it, even though they clearly knew Bethany would never do that. Because if Bethany was the type of person to screw people over, oh, Bethany definitely could.
And that's what I mean. You think she said she's big on honor, whatever. She has morals and values. You would think by being yourself all the time, people would naturally pick up on that. They do not. I will say that again. Whatever morals or values you hold dearly, and you try to you instill them in yourself, you're just being yourself, okay? You would think naturally people would pick up on that. They do not. People just fill in gaps. They just assume based off what they know. You don't know what they know, and they don't know what you know. People don't really think that far when it comes to, you know, like if you're big on honor, no one, even saying that, people be like, I don't really care. Unless they know you. If they know you, and then, if they know you and then you said it, then you're like, oh, well, I know her or him, whatever. I can see that. But that's only if that is literally you. Like, you have to say it out loud. People won't interpret it through your hard work or morals or whatever. You have to say something like that.
Could have.
For some whatever reason. This is how we work.
Bethany definitely could have done something.
Uh-oh.
Bethany definitely could have screwed shit up. Because here's the thing, chat. Right in my hypothetical story for children part volume 6, page 12.
Part
in
6.
my children's story. Let me just flip through this. Flip. Bethany remarks, the shit you see online, right? That's just one side of the story. What Bethany experienced was a whole completely different story. A whole DLC, I dare say. And if this DLC ever came to light... No. You're lucky Bethany has an honor code. You're lucky!
Michi once again reiterating how VShojo recommended she have her own lawyer look over the VShojo contract and describing just how much VShojo takes.
They read it again. They're like, so this company of yours, yes? How do they make money? And I'm like, oh, it's stated right here. They take a cut from our like this part. Like, they don't even take I don't know if I can say this, but I'll say this. Like, every money you give me, chat, every sub, it's completely 100% mine. I was so shocked.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
I get to keep everything. They get to keep, like, in my opinion, VShojo doesn't take enough. Like, they take, yeah, it's just merch and sponsors, and only like a small amount. Like, it's not like we're gonna be taking 99% of your sponsors and merch cuts. No, like, they take nothing. And this might sound like I'm
To be fair, I just want to, again, I work in an office. She should not be saying this, because someone will watch this and then they apply for VShojo and they'll be like, wait, I saw on Michi's stream you guys don't take that much, so why are you taking as much from me? You know, they probably recognize Michi is worth the talent, and they probably gave her some slack on her specific contract. So just, this is why you don't talk about that type of stuff, because if people are spiteful, they will take anything and come back and try to get you.
exaggerating, but I'm not. This is the first time a company has treated me like I'm a valuable person, like I'm a valuable asset. The first time I really
see value
felt like,
in her.
oh, they want me here. Like, they really want me here. My first ever time getting merch was when I debuted in VShojo. My first ever time getting my sponsor was when I work in VShojo. So Is it because I only stream for... Oh, but Michi, you've only been streaming for 4 months. Well, in my dream, I was stuck in that dream for like practically almost 3 years.
Many believing those
Ew.
achievements on the walls that Michi was speaking to were actually silver and gold play buttons, awarded from YouTube for 100,000 and 1 million.
Oh no, ain't no way they took the play button. I didn't understand the achievement. I was thinking maybe like I don't know. Yo, taking the play button and hanging it up on the wall, that's messed up. That's like saying your hard work is ours. Oh my god, that's no, hell no. That's fucked up. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just say it. But again, if it's in their contract and all that, blah 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 blah, that's their company. I just can personally say I don't like the practices there, and I would never want to work there. But if that's their company and whatever, fine. But that in itself is pretty messed up. That's messed up.
Subscribers. Michi before this attending the Melody and Harmony charity stream, afterwards remarking, "Thank you so much for coming to the charity stream. Everyone did amazing, and you guys did amazing. This always warms my heart."
That's like if your high school got credit for every positive thing you've ever done in your life. It is credited to your high school. What? There's no way. Or it's like every achievement you have gotten in life is credited to your ex. There is simply no way. I mean, yes, without them, I wouldn't have got the achievement. Maybe, but they don't deserve to keep the accolade. Are you crazy?
I lob everyone.
No.
This very quickly
That's
bringing
messed
us
up.
over to Maeve Kagakiri with VNU. Here now with Look What Came. So surreal after 11 years and a completely fresh restart that we were
Congratulations.
able to reach such an insane milestone.
I'm aiming for it. I am aiming for it. See you guys at the 1,000, 100,000, or die trying. That happens. Please come to the funeral. Play one of my favorite songs. Thank you.
After only 10 months. Huge thank yous to everyone that has supported me, no matter how big or small. Thank you to staff for allowing me to pursue my silly ideas. Thank you to my editing team for scrubbing through hours of subpar attempts at jokes. Thank you to the VNU girls for forever inspiring me, and especially my gen mates. Not only being the best
Appreciation.
gen mates I could have ever have asked for, but also incredible friends. And finally, thank you, maidens. This award is less of mine and more a culmination of a whole lot of insanely talented and supportive people. I hope
And I think that is the way it should be. If you do something great in life and it's an achievement worth celebrating, if you want to say thank you to your high school or your ex or whomever out of gratitude, and there's like, it's not no bad blood. You're just like, hey, without this, you recognize without them, you probably wouldn't have done this, rather than them assuming the credit. That's messed up.
hope that no matter what happens, that we'll continue to laugh together forever after 11 years. You're not getting rid of me that easily. And once again, back at it is Hololive English's Amelia Watson. Surprising many with her Ame Same Spelling Bee stream this past weekend, being joined not only just by Galgura, but numerous other members of Hololive English. Their designs for this stream being inspired by both the Muppets and Smiling Friends. No Nimble saying big thanks to Amelia for giving me the amazing opportunity, and Smiling Friends superfan Nanashi Mume saying,
Hey,
aha,
Mume.
I had a hunch I was based on the little guy peeking out from the rack of blazers shortly before running away. Kenny Izzy also here with sets and props for that stream. Amelia after saying, thank you for watching the Spelling Bee. We really thought more players would drop like flies with some of the harder words. Ian Girls, too big brain.
Codependency. What? I can spell, okay?
Codependency. CODEPEN. Oh, once you stop, you lose it. YE? I don't know. I got lost. I got lost. If that's right, cool. If it's not, I don't care. What did I say? I rolled the dice in the womb on certain things. Spelling is not one of them. I roll the dice in other aspects of life. I'm still figuring out what they are.
C. O. D. E. Let me think, okay? If you're laughing, I can't think, okay? P. E. I'm spelling it in my brain, okay? Huh?
Giving extra thanks to Hask.
Yo.
Soft, and super cute puppet models drawn by No Nimble. Thank you, Hask, for always being so great and speedy. Many noticing one tweet from Hololive Production English in regards to this stream being posted 25 hours after that stream had kicked off. Hololive Production English tweeting out, have you seen the Ame Sami spelling bee yet? This hilarious collab special features a huge cast of hashtag HoloEN members. Give it a watch if you missed it. Some replies deriding Hololive for how late they were with this alert tweet, compounding on what many had thought were late tweets earlier in the year for very major streams. Hololive receiving replies like, thanks, on my way to get the time machine now. I'll watch it live in a second.
11-11.
With thanks for the timely retweet. The winner of that spelling bee being Gigi Murin.
Hey.
After saying to Ame, thank you for organizing and hosting. It was so much.
What did I say? If you play S4, you are different. You are one of them, 1%er. S4 players rise up. I probably would not have gotten first place, but I'm glad she did.
Fun and amazing to see how much work you put into every part of it. Gigi earlier that day opening up her Gremberships. This as other members of Hollow Justice have been opening up their memberships, like Cecilia Emmergreen. Her membership stamps coming by way of Mochievee. As further today with Hololive English, we have Fuamoko. Earlier this morning, hitting over 900,000 YouTube subscribers. The sisters earlier holding a nearly 12-hour Endurance Super Mario World stream, gaining 5,500 subscribers from that stream alone.
Damn.
And while these dog girls may not achieve their initial goal of 1 million YouTube subscribers within 1 year, they have still been finding time to celebrate with their fellow Advent members during off collabs like this Poison Gacha stream. The Advent members going on to kick off their own series of first anniversary merchandise, including a rubber mat, badges, buttons, and keychains. The group then going on to launch their second original song, Sirens. Songwriter and VTuber Money making this announcement of, I composed and wrote the lyrics for Sirens. I had a lot of fun composing the melody for this. It's very bouncy. As
like
next
that name.
we'll be bouncing into the 3D debuts for Hollow Advent. Shiori Novella going first this Friday on August 2nd, followed by Koseki Biju on Saturday, August 3rd,
3D
followed by Narissa Ravencroft the next weekend on
Should we watch
August
it?
9th,
Should we watch
and then
it?
finally Fuamoko on Saturday.
Does anybody really want to watch the debuts together? Maybe.
August 10th, followed by a full Advent collab the next week on Saturday, August 17th. These streams all scheduled for 8 p.m.
Or
Pacific,
are we gonna be
11
VOD
p.m.
game
Eastern.
together?
Hololive Production English also making this announcement, saying, follow Advent behind the scenes in Japan. For 1 week starting today, Hollow Advent will post behind the scenes pictures of their practices, outings, and other adventures. Day
I'd love
one
to
is
see
an
that.
airport selfie.
Wait.
It's been a long journey. Stay tuned. This while Hollow Myth member Takanashi Kiara would tweet out, Advent, congrats on 1 year. Time passes fast, huh? Thanks for being such hardworking and fun colleagues. I feel like you found your place already. Good job. On to many more years together.
That's how it should be. Bring people up, lift them up. It doesn't matter about the personal, whatever. Just be positive, be authentic. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
This has been a few years
The
with
bird.
Hollow Stars English boys. Regis Altair saying, get your cute little Altair plushie today. This being from the Tempest's second anniversary celebration merch goods. Hololive Production
Merch
offering up
goods.
6 different plushies. Regis Altair and Gavis Bettel also joining Kobo Kanaro
Kobo.
and Shoto for the upcoming Hololive Meet
Gavis.
at Taipei 2024 event.
I know Gavis.
Kobo
Who's
and Regis
Regis?
holding their fan meeting on August
I don't know who
11th,
Regis
followed
is,
that same
but
day by
Gavis.
Gavis and Shoto
I don't know
holding
who
their
Shoto
fan
is.
meeting just just 3.5
No Kobo.
hours later. Further along today, we have the final dungeon boss, Omiya Emma, seen here with her brand new outfit, saying, "Thanks so much for all the wishes. I hope you like my new form. I am your guardian angel." Momohiro Kohi here with had the honor of rigging Omiya Emma's angelic form. This has been in the works for a very long time. Hope you all show her your support. That initial concept coming by way of Minister Duke. That reveal complete with not only this reference sheet and an animated...
What does his bio say? Do not use my art for AI training. Aw, dude. That basically guarantees someone's gonna use your art for AI training. Jesus.
way of Minister Duke. That reveal complete with not only this reference sheet and an animated video, but also along with this animated background by Saru Mars. Omiya Emma teaming up with Uwu Market for a brand new merch drop, and then after kicking off her birthday donathon, stating, "You guys are insane. We reached all donathon rewards in 2 days. God, I'm really grateful to have a wonderful community. We'll work so hard to complete all of the donathon rewards." Further along, we have V4 Mirai. This past weekend, debuting their talent manager, V Sensei in 3D,
oh, nice.
and further announcing 4 more 3D
Talent
debuts.
manager.
Beginning with Dr. Nova, Rem, and Alias on Saturday, August 3rd, and then finally into the late AM hours with Yumi, running at 1 a.m. Pacific and 4 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, August 4th. We also now have Elias Stellaria with V-Day.
I gotta get on top of some of these 3D debuts. Holy.
All right. Not
That's a
only
lot.
teaming up with
They just named like
Steve for a
9
brand
in the
new
next
cover
2
of
weeks.
Q, but along with the other members of VDare, soon attending Vexpo. This being a UK VTuber convention set to be held on the weekend of August 9th through
UK?
11th in the wonderful city of Birmingham. Birmingham. And now newly announced attending Vexpo that weekend will be members of Phase Connect, Idol, V Shoujo, alongside this announcement of members from Aeon, Idol, Globy, and Algorithm Project. Vexpo tweeting out this
Algorithm
concert
Project?
announcement with them, saying on Saturday, August 10th, we'll have a concert celebrating VTuber agencies from all over the world. This is a free concert, but
Yo, the hair, characters with the hair, that's hard, that's raw. Any character with hair like this, and oh my god, that's gas. Whoever did that, that's gas.
seating will be first come,
That's
first served.
cool.
As next up, we have Hazumi teaming up with Mugi Mart for a brand new Hazumi collection, and now releasing a brand new cover of Deco Nina's Rabbit Hole. And speaking of Mugis,
Rabbit
here we
Hole.
have Sarah, self-described as a voice actor and singer-songwriter, and formerly the VTuber Nagami Mugi. Sarah now showing off her brand new design and
Ooh.
stating, "I didn't want to make a full-blown announcement on main about the alias change, mainly because I wanted this to be a casual side thing, but it brings me so much joy to see familiar usernames in chat." This all while
Aw.
more and more are becoming familiar with Siren, who is now posing this question.
Which voice do you think suits my VTuber more? This one? Or this one? Would you
Option 2.
prefer this one?
Ooh, that was damn.
Darling.
Antro here saying I had the wonderful opportunity to create the 3D model for Siren.
Holy. One more time.
Darling. Or this do you think suits my VTuber more? This one? Or this one? Would you prefer this one? Darling.
Antro here saying I had the wonderful opportunity to create the 3D model for Siren, collaborating with Rolo Art, who handled most of the texture work. This is the most detailed and time-consuming model I have ever done. It took nearly 8 months to complete. Now also today turning
You know the emote in chat? Everyone always posts on Twitch with their hands up.
us over to Totless, a scuffed cat, now featured here by 3D modeler Win, who had gone on to
Damn,
say, "Thank
the
you so
ears.
much, Purple Cat." Totless remarking, "Huge thanks to Win for their amazing
That looked
work.
really
So
good.
happy to have finally revealed it. So much stress leading up to this, but I am so
Hey.
happy how the debut went." As that is all for this episode. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Send in your VTuber news to our Discord, as we'll have more things VTubers say for you soon.
Thanks, man. Thank you, False ID. You're killing it. I appreciate the recap. Anyways, that's the video. Crazy video. Glad I watched it. If I have a 3D debut, I need the boys to show up. Cause I'm gonna have the hair just like, oh my god. That hair is so cool. Imagine Night Hero in a 3D model, and he's like, I can't. Anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Tell someone you appreciate them. It's important to share that sentiment. It helps a lot. I think it can mean a lot to a lot of people. And see you in the next video. Peace. These 3D debuts. There's some there's a lot in this video. I'm gonna probably watch some of them. Right? I have to. Like some of them, there's some interest there. There's some interest there. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Take care. Peace.